So I'm here today with Russell Bode, who is the Managing Director of Ingenious, a company that specializes in payroll systems for large organizations. However, I am not here to talk about payroll systems, but tap into Russell's vast experience and knowledge on specific areas. So let's start. Russell, you have been in the tech industry for a long time. Tell me, when you started, what the hot technology was at the time and what type of issues it solved then.
Oh, right. Well, when I came on board in the technology industry, I was involved in setting up systems for companies that were looking to improve their processes. And what we did a lot of integration work. So we brought together a product or offerings that enabled many different processes to be brought into one single stream, and therefore improve not only effectiveness but efficiency, costs, and actually improve service.
Awesome. That's interesting. It's been a long and interesting career, isn't it?
Yes.
So when you think about then and think about now, is there anything that absolutely stands out, anything that kind of scares you or something that excites you?
Okay. Well, both those happen together, to believe it or not. At the moment, we're going through a very high level of compliance auditing going on in the service industry. We've all read about the underpayments of people and the new STP, single touch payroll process, and the changes in award conditions for people like visa holders and the like. So there's been a whole lot of new rules coming in, and with the higher level of compliance, people are looking for processes or designing processes going to improve not only their cost efficiency but also their compliance capability and reduce the risks associated with all the functions from rostering people right through to payroll. So onboarding, rostering to payroll.
Awesome. Okay, that's interesting. So very much I guess your focus is payroll and human relations and human management type solutions, isn't it? Okay, my final question. There is no doubt that technology-led initiatives have led to process improvement in organizations. There is no doubt about that, right?
Right.
However, with technology such as artificial intelligence and machine learning, are we leaving too much for process efficient computers to take control of the area that probably humanity and human beings still do something a little better than computers, right? That is making empathetic, emotional and practical decisions. What are your thoughts on that?
Very relevant. Look, what's happened, I'll give you a case study in a moment, but what's happening is that computers are and should be a tool to help people make decisions, not necessarily replace them in the decision making. I'll give you an example. Queensland Health, they went down the pathway of getting a system written that was going to enable them to put in their patient types, patient numbers, and have the roster built based on those. Now there's three key elements that just didn't work. Rosters were needed under law to be published 6 weeks in advance. So you had to predict a person was going to be in a car accident on the Thursday night and get a broken hip to have the nurse who was hip specialist. Reality, not like that. Reality is, use that information, the data, for doing your basic planning, but you're going to have to modify it according to whatever happens on the day. So you need to have the ability to have the system give information to help make decisions on the roster, and then have the ability within the system for the nurse unit manager to make adjustments according to whatever happened on the day.
Yeah.
So what the AI can do for you, it can create data that you can use in your planning, but it can't develop to end accuracy that plan. So AI as a tool for enhancement of decision making, fantastic. AI as a replacement of that decision making, absolute disaster.
Yep.
And that's where everybody's concerned about now. So AI is a tool, Machine learning is a tool. They augment the decision making. What you need is have processes that say factor in that. So by way of example, you're building a roster for a hospital. And let's say it's in Christmas time roster. So what you want to do is have the system to recognise that last Christmas this was a staff number that worked. I want to copy into this Christmas that roster, and then allow the manager to do any modifications. The second part of that, you build the industries we're in now are all about teams. So you want to build a team that works well together. A machine won't know that Mabel doesn't necessarily work well with Peter. So the nurse unit manager, we want to give them the authority and the accountability to build their teams to get the best efficiency. Not have it clobbered by a machine that says, no, you're going to have Russell in there rather than Peter. So those sorts of things give you complications in using machines for the type of work we're involved with. And I think it even goes further. What it does, it demotivates people. So if you get and press a button that builds a roster, you say, oh, the machine broke the roster. I didn't. Not my fault. You give them the tool to use the information to help them build that roster, then you can use the information that's available as a component of your decision making.
Okay.
So I'm not scared by AI. I think it's got a role to play. But those people say you have a machine building the roster and a machine being your nurse in the ward to give you the injection. I don't think so.
Okay. Interesting insights, Russell. So I'm actually looking forward to working with Ingenious and drawing on your vast knowledge and experience, because I think, like you very correctly said, we need a mix and a match between technology and human intuition to make and have a successful project when going forward, isn't it?
Couldn't agree more. And I'm looking forward to it too, Peter.
Thank you so much for your time.
No worries, Peter.